Hey there, brother. This is Steve Horseman with Good Guys to Great Men. The title of this video should be No BS Straight Talk for the Man Who Wants More. You see, I've come to a certain place in my coaching career after doing this for about 12 years for men like you, doing this for me, a few more gray hairs, a little bit more wisdom. I found out there's a place in life some guys get to. This might be you. This video might be just what you're looking for. This place in life is where you start asking yourself, what now? What next? What do I want more of? Is this as good as it gets? You might have fixed your marriage. You might be in a really good spot in your relationship, having everything you want. You might have gotten divorced. You might be on your own and you're feeling good and work is going well, but you're still saying, what next? Where do I go from here? You see, this happened to me recently, and so I wanted to talk to you about it. And as most coaches, we tend to coach what we most want to heal. And recently I came through a transformation that I want to share with you, and I want to ask you if maybe you are headed the same direction, because this is kind of an epidemic of guys who get into their 50s and 60s and are wondering what to do from here. You're happy, you're reasonably healthy, you have a lot of years in front of you, you know you could do stuff, but you find yourself stuck a little bit. Recently I ended a 12-year relationship. As some of you know, I've referenced my girlfriend in prior videos, and we did live together. And it was a very loving, caring relationship for 12 years. And toward the end of the relationship, toward the 10-year mark or so, and I know that was the 2-year window. Remember I tell you about the 2-year warning women have? Apparently men have it too. I began to feel restless. I began to feel chronically disappointed, chronically dissatisfied with myself, with the way I was living life, the way I was showing up in relationship. And I wanted something more than just what I was doing. I wanted more of everything. In this relationship, I had to decide that I was going to end the current version of this relationship, which was a cohabitating relationship. And now I'm alone again. I live on my own, and I'm wondering, where do I go from here? Well, before I made that decision, I had to get really clear. I had to get through the fuzzy thinking about what was going on with me, why I was dissatisfied, why I was yearning for more, and why I didn't think I could get it in the relationship I was in. I had to get very clear and get rid of the fuzzy thinking. I had to get clear about what I wanted, why I wanted that, what it was going to do for my next decade of life, and what kind of 10-year period coming up did I want to create. I had to move out of this space of thinking that I just had to react to what was happening, like a tail on a dog that just gets wagged and you're wondering what's coming up next. I had to decide that I want to be the dog. I've been the dog for most of my career. Throughout the 12 years of coaching, I've been the dog, and then I hit this spot. A lot of us hit this spot where you start to feel like you're the tail again. You're not making the decisions. You're not making the plans. You're not making the calls and the choices. And so what I decided to do was to get very, very clear and write down exactly what I wanted. I was starting to wallow in this list of things that I did not want. I was thinking about the things I did not want too much. And I call that the column A. That's the column A list of crap I don't want. And that's a bad place to live. This is a mistake that a lot of guys make. They start thinking about, I'm tired of this. I'm sick of that. I don't want any more of this. Why can't I have more of this? And so it sounds like I want less tension. I want less negativity. I'm kind of sick and tired of feeling stagnant and stale. I'm tired of not having the intimacy and the appreciation that I want. I'm tired of not having the sense of sensuality and passion in my life. I don't want to be tired of that anymore. I don't want to be in debt, you might be saying. I don't want to be abused, or I don't want to feel like I'm unappreciated. You may be saying a lot of things you don't want. I'm kind of sick of this. I don't like this job. I don't like this body I'm in. I don't like that. There's a problem in this, and that when you focus on column A of all the stuff you don't want, you find yourself in a complaining mindset. Your brain ruminates all the time about, oh, you're sick and tired of this, I'm sick and tired of that, and you start thinking, you know what I want? You know what I want? You start thinking about what you do want instead of what you don't want. If you think about column A, what you don't want too much, what you tend to do is produce more of it. You start to talk in negativity. You talk as if you're the tail of the dog. You're a victim. And you start blaming things around you and people around you for what you don't want. And you're mostly upset at yourself for not getting more clear and making a better decision about what to do next. Because sometimes even successful guys like you have reached the point where you're still feeling kind of trapped in a job or in a situation, a friendship, something in your life that's keeping you stuck from making the real decision you want to do. So instead of the column A list, instead of the list of the crap I'm sick and tired over, the stuff I don't want, I really want to encourage you to start getting clear on column B. This is what you do want. You see, the column B list of what you really do want is important because it sets up a sense of opportunity, a sense of possibility, a sense of agency and creationship that you can actually create what it is you want more of. In my case, what I wanted more of is more spontaneity, more adventure, more passion, more sensuality. I wanted more a feeling of freedom to travel. I wanted a sense of freedom to create new things, meet new people. I wanted a sense of changing my business in a way where I wasn't just talking about hair on fire guys like I used to be. What am I going to do about my marriage and my wife and all that? We still work a lot in that area, but what we're doing right now in Good Guys to Great Men is we're focusing also on where do you go when you're done with the fire? What is next for you? What I wanted more of is more of a feeling of being alive and engaged and purposeful and conscious and awake. And the last thing I wanted to feel was that I was going to wake up as a 90-year-old man someday and go, what the hell just happened? Even 10 years from now, I'll be in my 70s. 10 years from now, I don't want to wake up and go, oh, well, I guess that happened. I don't want to wait for things to come into my life. I want more of me bringing myself into the world. I want the world to react to me. I don't want to have to react to what's happening around me. This is called living from the inside out instead of the outside in. Living from a place of creation instead of from a place of reaction all the time to what's happening around you. So when you get clear on your column B list, what you want more of, what becomes painfully clear, non-negotiably unacceptable things that you don't want turn into the things that are non-negotiable that you do want. And you will never get those unless you start making some decisions and choices that are going to be pretty painful for you. So what do I mean by painful choices? There are consequences to being the kind of man who gets what he wants. I'm going to be really blunt here. There are some painful, uncomfortable consequences that comes from asking for what you want, that comes from you making decisions and choices that lead to the very things that will make you feel most alive and most passionate. If you want to be the kind of man who gets past the fuzzy thinking, you get clear about what you really want to create, what you want your next decade to contain. By the way, it reminds me, we started a 10-year course with some guys recently. We have about 15 guys in a 10-year course working on the best decade ever. I love talking about this, which is why I'm making this video for you. I want you to consider your best decade. When you get clear about what you want this decade to look like and feel like and smell like and taste like, when you get really clear, everyone around you gets a little bit nervous because people don't talk like this all the time. They're not used to middle-aged men who are deciding what it is they want and how they're going to get it instead of making sure everyone else is happy all the time. It's like we're not allowed to dream and create. So I'm warning you that when you get clear about what it is you really want, you're going to be faced with making some pretty uncomfortable decisions and choices about what your next steps are, what you're going to choose to do next with your life, with your calendar, with your job, with your relationship, with your friendships, with your time. You're going to be making a lot of choices that are going to feel a little weird, but they're going to feel really exciting too, because you know you're finally doing the things you've always been avoiding because they've been uncomfortable to you personally, and you've been uncomfortable with the impact and the consequences that it'll impose on other people in your life. So I want to help you with that. I really want to help you get clear on the list of what you do want, and I want to help you get clear on the uncomfortable decisions that might be coming your way. So this is what I want to offer you. I want to offer you a chance to have a deep conversation about what's next. If you're the kind of man who has gotten through most of the trials and tribulations of the early work that you might have done with Good Guys to Great Men or somebody else, and you're asking, what's next? Where do I go from here? Maybe you want a more passionate marriage. Maybe you want to feel more alive in your career. Maybe you want to change careers. Maybe you want to start an exciting, hot, new dating life. Maybe you want a new adventure and create an adventure that you've always dreamed of, but you're still worried about making the decisions and choices it's going to take to be able to make that happen. I want to help you get clear on what it is you really, really, really want. I want to help you get clear on the decisions and the choices that you're avoiding making. I want to help you understand how these choices can be done without affecting other people as badly as you think they will. I want you to feel the sense of being the dog who's wagging the tail, the sense of the creator who can have what he wants. It's the most exciting thing I can tell you. It's not for everyone. Some people watching this video will go, yeah, I'm not there yet. Well, if you're the guy who is here already, if you've arrived at the place to where you're ready to step up and create another version of your life that you've dreamed of but have been avoiding, I want to have a conversation with you. I'm going to end up working with just a few good men in this area, and I want to have a conversation with you to dive deep into what you're thinking and what you want, and think if maybe you and I could develop a working relationship to help you get there. I may be doing some retreats here on the ranch, one-on-one with guys or two-on-one, and we're going to have a year's worth of work together to make your dream come true. I'm really excited about this. I hit this point in my life, and I can't tell you how excited I am about my next 10 years and what it's going to be like, and all the men who are coming with me in our group. I want you to be one of those guys, and I want to meet you. So email me at steve@goodguystogreatmen.com. Don't fill out the application form. That's for the other guys. I want you to email me directly so we can have a conversation about where you are, what you want, and what's holding you back. We'll probably spend an hour or more talking about this to start with, and then we can see where it goes from there. But I hope if you're ready for this, you're going to join me, and we're going to have a great conversation. Take care, brother, and thank you. Bye-bye.